when gets on here, don't tell him I said this.
The elephant in the room.
I would go.
That was my biggest competitor. Was from Notre Dame.
I already trucked number 7. So as soon as I came around the corner, I seen him coming down. I'm like, I'm finna do him dirty.
Yo, welcome to Outta Pocket with RGIII, hosted by the multi-talented Grete Griffin and your boy. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go ahead and comment who you want us to talk to next and what Outta Pocket questions you want us to ask them. Today, we got a very special episode with the man, the myth, the legend. The ladies love him, but his opponents don't want to see him on the field. The one and only head coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Marcus Freeman. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, man. Glad to be here.
Pleasure. You know, we talked last year, but being in person, getting to see that smile, that energy that you bring is something that we truly wanted to be a part of. So we always like to start the show off with, how are you doing?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm doing good, man. This is a bye week for us, and I've been saying it all the time. You know we can't have a first-round bye, so we have to utilize this week where you don't have an opponent. Yep. To really decompress and to refresh and recover and all those different things. So this has been a good week.
When you look at this team, the thing that everyone has been saying is, yeah, but, you know, they lost to Northern Illinois and
Illinois, baby.
Yeah, you're right. I always get it wrong. Northern Illinois. What did that loss do for this team? And can you give us an example of something either you did or one of your leaders on the team did to kind of get you guys over that?
Well, I think I said it to him. We had a Monday team meeting after the loss, right? And I remember after the game saying, I've been here before, right? As a head coach, you've lost to an opponent that nobody thinks you should have lost to or ever would. And I've been here before. It's going to be a long week. And to, as much as you can, tune out the noise. And by the time I got to Monday, I felt like there was a greater lesson to learn. And what I told the team on Monday is, we have to learn how to handle success, right? This was the first year in my 3 years as a head coach that we had won the big one, right? We've lost to Ohio State the first 2 years, and we had some big wins, but it wasn't early in the season. And I said, we've had to learn how to handle success, and we had to really take a deep dive into our mindset. I thought the physical preparation was good, but the mental preparation from myself and everybody else wasn't a respect for your opponent that you have to have. And I told him this will be the greatest thing that ever happened to us if we utilize the lessons that we need to learn, but also we have to keep the pay. And the guys went to work, and here we are 11 weeks later and sitting in a pretty good position as we get ready for the playoffs.
What kind of a leader has Riley been for the team? You know, was he the missing puzzle piece?
Yeah, I mean, he's been an amazing football player, but as a leader, he had to experience the first 2 weeks of what happened to us. Right, you're on top of the world as the quarterback at Notre Dame. To the second week, everybody's booing you. Everybody's saying you're not the one. Yeah. And in 2 weeks, he saw the highest of highs and lowest of lows, which helped him understand that you got to play this game with confidence, not to what a crowd's saying, not to what everybody else is saying. You have to play this game with the confidence that you should have, right? He's the quarterback for Notre Dame. He's a great football player, and you've seen that transformation from that moment. And he's done an amazing job of leading our team, leading our offense, and performing on Saturdays.
Yeah, Coach, 10-game winning streak. You talk about being in a pretty good position. I think you're in a really great position right now. Offensively, you guys went from, in scoring offense, 110th in the country to 4th. You went from, I think Riley went from 128th out of 133 FBS quarterbacks.
129th.
129th. I've got to have a fact checker. She owned it.
That's right.
To 39th in the country in passing efficiency.
Yeah.
What did that game do for you guys for mindset-wise on offense, and how did you guys turn it around?
Well, I think as you look at week one, we had some mistakes and issues that were masked by a huge win over Texas A&M.
It's true.
Right, and we can't allow that to happen, but that's what happened. Right. And it got exposed the second week. And I think when you're at your lowest moments, you're so desperate to do anything to have success that we had to realize at those lowest moments, like, here's the things we got to do every single week, no matter what happened the week before. And he's been very intentional, and Coach Denbrock, our offensive coordinator, has been very intentional about meeting with each other, making sure the quarterback and coordinator see it from the same lens, right? And, hey, if you're a little bit confused with this play call, how can we simplify it or not call it so there's no confusion in what you're being asked to do? And I think those intentional actions and meetings has really helped that relationship grow, but also our offense grow.
Okay, let's.
We see the videos pregame, before the game, of you super hyped up with the team, like coming out of the tunnel.
Veins in the
whatever.
neck and everything.
Let's go.
The old
And
linebacker.
in a lot of cases, they say that the team is a reflection of the coach. So you're a defensive guy, right? So how do you think your energy, your attitude affects the team?
Yeah, why is your defense so stingy? So stingy.
No, credit to our defense coordinator. Al Golden's done a wonderful job. To our players, we got a lot of experience back, really good leaders. But, I think at that moment, if I knew that's what it takes every single week to win, trust me, I would do that, right? But I thought at that moment, that's what they needed from me, because I could feel the pressure. We had 2 or 3 freshmen starting their first game. So I always walk out in front of the O-line as a quarterback. Those O-linemen protect you. I feel a little bit of protection when I'm around those big O-linemen. But I could just feel a little bit of the pressure. And as we were walking into that stadium, it was rocking. I mean, a crazy atmosphere. They were playing a little, I think, Kanye West Power. And I was like, okay. And I almost wanted to take some of the pressure off of them. So that's why I turned around and tried to start getting them going. And I don't know what I said. It was just one of those modes. You just start saying stuff and yelling and screaming. But I was trying to say, put it on me. We've been here before.
Yep.
All week I tried to show them what the atmosphere was going to be like. The environment. I said, I want you to know exactly where we're going and what it's going to be like. And I remember turning around and I did say this. I said, we've been here before. This is exactly where we thought we were going to be. And, it was one of those cool moments with your players. Yeah.
It definitely worked out, and I love that energy. We talked last year about when it was announced that you were the head coach and the way the team gave you that energy and how excited they were. Like we before the show we went back and watched it again. Just want to have that good energy, and you'd certainly bring that. But let's get to the harder questions. All right, you got 2 running backs that are just unbelievable players. Are they the best two-headed monster that Notre Dame has ever had at the running back position?
Ever is a big word.
Yes.
And so I'm going to say one of them, one of the 2 best running back combinations. Okay. I'm sure there's some people that would argue, so I'm going to say one of them. But they're special, man. We need to come up with a name. You know what I mean? I think don't the Lions have a name? They
got Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, we got to come up with a cool name. That's something you and when you spend some time with Jay Love and those guys, come up with a good name. Jay Love is great, right? And I
saw that hurdle he hit. That hurdle he hit in the USC game was like.
I mean, he hurdles a guy. He's in the air for probably it looks almost about 4 yards. Most 90% of people that do that, there's some people that hurdle, they fall down.
Yes,
he stays on his feet, and then the next guy tries to go high, runs him right over. And I'm like.
Him.
Dude, I don't know. Don't go high. Don't go low. I don't know what to do against him. But they're really a great combination. Yeah. They are, man. And both of them have unique skill sets. The thing I love most about them is they hand the ball to the official, right? We're protecting the football. But those 2 guys, man, have done really good for us this year.
Yeah, they really have.
Will Jeremiyah be ready to go for the first round?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You see that look?
He's going to be ready.
Yeah, don't plan on him not being out there. For you talk about being in this position. Great coach. I watch you, the way you approach the game, the way you treat your athletes. Coach that I would want to play for. When you have the rumors, either at Ohio State or the Chicago Bears, of them being interested in you being their head coach, how do you manage that when you're on the path to go win a national championship?
Yeah. This is something we've talked about from the start of the year, right, is that we call it team glory. The moments after a game that you've experienced, like there's no greater feeling than that. Or if you're a track athlete, when you win, you put a lot of work into it. That moment when you win, there's no greater feeling than that. And so we call that team glory. And so what I've told the players, with team glory comes individual glory, right? The media, somebody's going to have to pick out somebody and say, hey, you get the credit. we know it's because of everybody getting their job done. And so I've told them all year, so with team success comes individual success, and that's a sign of that, right, is the recognition that you get maybe as a head coach or as the quarterback or as a certain individual because your team's having success. If we weren't having success, it would be the complete opposite. He's going to be fired. You stink. You need to replace him. And so I love this place. I love these guys. I love 18 to 22-year-olds. Like that's the impact you can make on young people is so special. I don't know what it's like in the NFL, right? I mean, I spent 1 year there. I don't know what that life is like. This is the life that I've been coaching for, I think, 15, 16 years now, and it's a joy. And so I'm all about getting this team prepared to face whoever we play in the upcoming weeks and let the rest of that stuff take care of itself, man.
What do you say to the people that say that Notre Dame has an easy path to the playoffs because you guys don't have a conference title game?
You know, I don't want to combat them, right? We play teams in every conference, right? And that's the unique thing about being an individual football program. We're independent. It's not individual. Independent football program is that we started off the season down in College Station. We played 2 games in New York. We finish off the season in L.A. Like, we play coast to coast in every conference. And so we have to play tough teams at tough times. And I think there's stats out there that somebody else can promote for us. But we've been battle-tested. And we'll be ready to go whoever that first-round opponent is.
I definitely learned something new preparing for this episode because I'm telling Robert, I'm like, no, they are ACC. I competed against
Nope.
I'm like, the girl at ACC, that was my biggest competitor, was from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They're ACC, and he's like, not in football.
Did you beat her?
Oh, yeah.
I love it. She was quick with that. Yes. Come on now. So when you look at, those people who want to make those arguments, right? We're not those people. Yeah. And you look at the college football selection committee and everything that's going on. Do you think that there is an inherent bias towards certain conferences when you have a 10-3 or 10-2 Power 4 team that may not get in, but a 9-3 Power 4 team does from a certain conference?
Yeah, I think it all depends on where you're at and what side of this that you're defending.
Gotcha.
Right? And the SEC and the Big Ten, they got some strong evidence based off the opponents they played, their conference. But then the team like Miami, a team in the Big 12, they have their great arguments too. And so I'm glad we don't have to sit here and do that. Like, listen, we're 11-1, we're getting in.
Correct.
We're going to get a home playoff game. But it's never going to be a perfect formula.
Right.
But that's what makes college football so great.
Right.
And so bad because clearly Florida State was 13-0 last season and didn't get in.
She ain't going to let it go.
I will hold on to that forever.
She ain't going to let it go, guys.
No.
Talk about that. How special is it going to be to have a home game here for the college football playoff in the first year of the 12-team expansion? Just how special is that going to be, and what do you need from the fans when that happens?
Yeah, I mean, to think we are a part of the first home playoff game at Notre Dame Stadium is crazy. I mean, this is something that we had talked about when they first came up with the 12-team playoff, but to now get ready to experience it, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be cold. There's going to be snow. A lot of people better be wearing that type of jacket. You know what I mean? And it's definitely going to be a home field advantage, right? And our crowd's going to be crazy. The weather can affect the game. And so I think we have an advantage being at home, but also it's going to be a great opportunity.
Yeah. Do you when you look at the college football playoff and it just expanded to 12, do you think it needs to be expanded more? Or do you think it will be expanded more at some point?
You know what? I think you look at, FCS?
Yes.
Right? I think they're at 16.
Okay.
And they got a pretty good model. Could it expand? Yeah. It always can expand. Will it expand? There are so many decisions that people with a lot of money make, you know what I mean?
Correct.
And the higher-ups that they'll find a way to make that decision. This at least is going to be for the next, I think, 2 years.
Yeah.
We're going to be in 12-team, but I know there's already been discussions to make it more.
One of those discussions is the conference championship game. You guys don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
As a coach, when you prepare for the season, do you like preparing for the season and not having to worry about a conference championship game at the end of it? Does that change the way that you go about in the offseason preparing the guys?
You know what? I think if you're playing 12 or 13 games, you're not preparing differently. Now, as you get towards the end of the season, I think you have to have some discussions on how you're practicing, how you're preparing. Like, there's a natural toll that it takes on your body as players.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, practicing every day. Like, we were beat up after USC game. I mean, we had gone, I don't know how many straight, but we were beat up, and they needed a week to recover. And I couldn't imagine preparing for a playoff. I mean, a championship game right now. But on the other side of that, we don't get the first round bye.
It's true.
You know, and so there's pros and cons to both. But this is all I've known, right, in this first year of the 12-round playoff.
Yeah. Last year we talked about, you know, retiring when it came to your neck injury and how you went about that process and how guys struggle with that. When you look at the NFL right now, there's the big hit from Azeez Al-Shahir on Trevor Lawrence, and I felt like you were the right person to talk to about that because you played defense. And, like, you know, I played defense in junior high school, right? But I didn't play in college or the pros. When you're approaching the QB in a slide, like, the mindset of a defender is I got to try to get a lick on him, but not try to hurt him and put him out of the game. Where are you at with the QB slides, the fake slides, and how are you teaching your defenders on how to attack the quarterback in the right way?
Yeah, my mindset has definitely changed since becoming a head coach, right? As a defensive coach, right? When in doubt, you know what I mean? Hey, if he's going to run, when in doubt, try to get a hit on him.
Right.
That position, that player is so important. It's the most important player on the field. And I don't care what anybody thinks, like, if you can play quarterback, then you would understand. Like, the guys that don't understand it, you can't play quarterback.
That's true.
When you play quarterback, that position is so important. They have so much on their plate. They have to take so much praise and criticism. They take it is the position that most emulates the head coach.
It's true.
Right? And you never want to see your quarterback get hurt. I did see that hit. And I think the guy, he came out and said, like, he never intended to hurt him.
Correct.
Right? We got too much respect for each other that play this game of football. But probably made a poor decision.
Right.
He did. You know, he knows that. And you got to be smart, man. If that quarterback starts to slide, especially feet first, you got to pull off, especially at that level.
Correct.
You can get a little bit closer at this level, but in the NFL you can. And so when in doubt, don't. Right? When in doubt, don't. But, you know, I often tell our team nobody's worth 15 yards. And if you're in a position to hurt our team, you know, it's not worth
Nobody's
it.
worth 15 yards.
Nobody's worth 15 yards. Man.
I'm banking it in my head right now.
No coach or player. And I've had a couple players use that against me as I was talking to the refs, man.
Right.
A little bit.
It happens every
my
now
volume went up a little bit, but hey, coach, nobody's worth 15 yards. I'm like, you're right.
Hey, coach, what's your feelings on the flag planting epidemic that's going on? Like, what would you tell your players if USC came and tried to plant their flag in the middle of your field? How would you tell your players to handle that?
Flaggate. Flaggate.
Listen, I wouldn't be too high on somebody else planting a flag in our home stadium, but I want to speak on this from the other side, right, is that I'm not going to tell another coach how to run their program. But for us, let's get our butts in the locker room and celebrate team glory together, right? Like, I don't take a flag and plant on the field. Like, let's go into the locker room and spend that time together, celebrating the way we need to. Like, you put so much work into this thing, right? You don't need to go celebrate on the middle of their field. Let's go into the locker room with the people that have put so much in to what it takes to achieve that feeling, and let's celebrate together.
That's why I love talking to you, because, you know, my opinion on it was I don't think that the other team, if you get beat, like, you earn it on the field. Right? If you don't want them to plant the flag, beat them on the field.
That's right.
Don't line up at the middle of the field after the game ready to throw fisticuffs because they're trying to plant the flag. But what you just said sparked something to me, because when you plant the flag, you're making it about them.
That's it.
Whereas if you go to the locker room and you celebrate and you go to the fans and you do the fight song, you're making it about us.
That's right.
And she knows, because I was hot about it. I'm like, come on, guys, we can't be fighting.
Yeah.
You know,
every day for 1 week. Like, it was every day.
It was every game.
Yeah.
It was
back to back games, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's a bad look for college football. I mean, you don't want people looking at highlights saying, oh, that's how college football players act. They're fighting each other after the game. That's not what this is about. I mean, it's a physical, violent game, but I like to say it's a beautiful game. It is, and let's make sure that we portray the right picture to those fans that are watching the game.
Right. Mm-hmm. Last question for me. I know she's got one quick one too. How has God shown up for you in a big way this season?
In my whole life, in my whole life. We've said something amongst our team, right, is that trust beyond knowing. And that's what faith is, but that's what we have to do as football players, right, is that you put all the work you can into your preparation. And then as you get ready to go out there and take the field, you got to trust beyond knowing that you put the work necessary in to achieve the outcome you want. In the highest of highs and lowest of lows, again, you rely on your faith, right? And for me, I just remember after that Northern Illinois game really saying, like, God, there's a lesson in here, right? There's a lesson. Help me learn this lesson. But also understand that my identity isn't through wins and losses, right? And, I'm a child of God, man, and, that's why I'm here. I'm here to impact young people, but also know that it's not by my works that I'm in this position, but my faith it truly carries me through the good and the bad, and as a coach, as a father, and as a husband.
Coach, you say that, and it's the difference between losing and learning. When you have those moments, you're doing a great job of learning this year, even last year as well. And that's why you're in the position that you are.
I appreciate it.
I'm excited for you.
Appreciate you.
Okay, before I actually ask my last question, I have to ask, since I'm sitting next to the trophy.
Oh, that's true.
If you had a vote this year, Coach, who are you voting for? Ashton Jeanty or Travis Hunter?
I have a vote, so I could be swayed. I don't know.
I haven't watched. I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to start by saying I haven't really watched either of them play a game. I've seen highlights.
Okay.
Both are amazing players. But to see what Travis Hunter is doing on both sides of the ball, it's unprecedented. I know Charles Woodson did it, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to look at stats. Was Charles Woodson's stats on both sides of the ball as impressive as Travis Hunter?
Never been done before.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Never been done before.
To play how many plays at that high level, but not just to play, but to, like, impact the game, that's hard. I would vote for Travis Hunter. Okay. Nothing against my guy from Boise State, but it's just to do it on both sides of the ball is unbelievable.
Would you ever allow a player to do that at Notre Dame?
If I just wouldn't even think about that.
Okay.
But if he could do what Travis Hunter does, absolutely. Like, he's impacting the game on both sides. I just would never even think to even try it, like, because it's never been done before.
Yeah.
It's never been done to play at that high of a level on both sides of the ball.
Right.
And if there's another Travis Hunter that can do that, shoot, I'm all for it, man.
Hey, you heard him right here. Come on to Notre Dame.
Okay, and before we let you go, we are parents of 4 girls. You have 6 children. How do you balance that, being a head coach, being a married man, and having 6 kids? Like, I know you see Coach Dion's office. He looks like he sleeps there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you balance that?
Well, first of all, 4 girls, you're lucky. You're lucky. Right? We have 4 boys and 2 girls. And I've always said, like, every man deserves a daughter. But sometimes it takes having sons to realize how special daughters are. The girls are unbelievable. Like, I love my boys, but my girls they're special. You know what I mean? It's a special kind of love. And so you guys are very lucky. To do what I do, you have to have the most unselfish wife in the world. Like, a lot of times she is a single parent. And it's funny you asked that today. So my wife is at a gymnastics meet with both of our daughters. She had to leave at like 5 this morning.
Oh, wow.
And she said, listen, can you just help get the kids ready for school? That's all. She knows I go into work early. I was like, you know what? I don't need to be in early. I'm going to help get the kids ready for school. I might have called her 4 times to say, okay, where's the lunchbox? Hold on. Are they allowed to watch? They're telling me they're allowed to watch TV before school. Can they? No, they're absolutely not allowed to watch TV. Okay, they got to get their hair. Like, I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine every day having to get 6 kids. Well, our oldest should be able to get itself ready, but to get 6 kids ready for school and do what she does. Like, the only way I can do this is have an unselfish wife. And the other part is I try to blend. Like, there's no balance. There's not a balance being a head coach and being a husband and father. So I try to blend my family with our football family as much as I can.
Okay.
Like, if my wife can bring 2 kids and just let them run around at practice, that's my way I can see them and say, hey, and then they play with the players and they're running around there. And I try to blend it as much as I can to see my family, but also I want our players to see me as a father and husband. Right? I think some of the greatest lessons I learned in college were seeing my coaches just interact with their families. Like, it's not always what we say. Like, we as coaches think that we give these great messages, and it's what they see. And it's important for our players to see me as a husband and father.
Well, we see you as the great coach that you are. I got a ton of respect for you. And as a father, this is our second time we've had a sit-down conversation, and we talked about this type of stuff. You've always given me another gem, given us another gem, some gems today. So we appreciate you, and thank you for coming on the show, and we will be rooting for you guys in the college football playoff.
Well, I appreciate you guys. It's an honor. When Riley gets on here, don't tell him I said this. So I'm like, hey, do you know RG3? You guys are going to do a podcast with RG3. He said, he's the greatest college quarterback ever. I said, ever? I said, ever? He said, ever. And I said, I'm going to tell him that. No, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
I appreciate my man, Riley.
You have to give him a hard time about that. So.
He definitely – and I don't work for any of the networks right now, so I'm definitely rooting for my man Riley to go out there and ball out. Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. And we have now the quarterback for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Leonard, and their star running back, Jeremiyah Love. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Great. Appreciate you having us.
Good.
Yes. First of all, Riley, man, I've heard some rumors about some pictures that may be out there. You want to go ahead and explain to us what they're talking about?
Obviously, elephant in the room, my favorite player growing up. They told me not to gas it up too much, but as much as I could probably gas it up, it's probably true. Fat head, jersey, talking about Halloween, all that stuff.
Aww.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool to be sitting here today.
No, the thing I said to you when you walked in was you're a lot taller than I thought you would be. I had to stand on my tippy toes just to kind of look you in the eyes. But I do remember, I think this was last year at Duke. You had a great game, and I called you Vanilla Vic.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Trust me, I remember.
And I think it got back to me that you were super excited about that. But now that I know that I was your favorite player growing up, I got to start calling you Vanilla Griff. Like, it's just it's just the natural go-to. It's no longer Vanilla Vic. It's Vanilla Griff.
It's funny. Everybody wants to talk about my speed. I don't really think I'm too fast. I think it's like the defense just assumes I'm slow, so they take bad angles on me. But
What do you think, Jeremiah? Is he fast, or are
He's
they?
fast. He's pretty fast.
He's pretty fast, yeah.
I don't think he's giving us.
I don't know. I haven't ran the 40 in a minute. I mean, I'm sure. What are you? Like,
What's your
you
40
gotta be-
time?
When I ran in high school, I was low 4. I'm pretty sure I'd be like 4.3 now.
Ooh.
I'm pretty fast.
For
Riley's
sure.
fast too.
Yeah, I'm alright.
He's just talking
himself
down.
enough
He's the
credit.
guy that talks down to
He's trying to be
play
humble.
up.
Oh, I definitely got a D on this test.
He was like, oh, man, I'm so
A+.
tired. Then they get on the line and they run full speed and beat everybody. Speaking of that, we got to talk about your hurdle, man, against USC. I'm a hurdler. She's a hurdler. I was impressed. Very impressed with the balance. The form was great, too. Like, the lead leg and the trail. You brought the trail underneath. My hurdle coach would have been proud of that. What was going through your mind on that play?
Man, so the whole game, they was talking trash. So I was trying to embarrass somebody for real.
Ooh.
It was me and number 4, the linebacker. He was talking a lot of smack. So I was just going into, I'm trying to embarrass somebody. So soon, I already trucked number 7. So as soon as I came around the corner, I seen him coming down. I'm like, I'm finna do him dirty. So I waited for him to get a little closer. I stuttered a little bit. So he thought I was finna make a move. So
Right.
I knew he was gonna go low. So as soon as he came a little close, I just.
Also, that video made him look like he was like 6'6". Yes.
He was. I mean, you put the pads on like that. I don't ever look at guys' heights and weights. Like sometimes the announcers when they call games, they're like, "Hey, it's Riley Leonard. He's 6'5".
6'4"-ish. Yeah.
6'4". So I'll give him 6'5". Riley Leonard 6'5". He's from where are you from?
Fairhope, Alabama.
Fairhope, Alabama. And I'm like, why are you guys doing that every single time? Like you don't gotta describe that every single time. Just talk about what he's doing as a player and all that. But you guys have had a phenomenal year. You know, we're talking about how I say Northern Illinois, because that's not how you say it, of course.
I don't say it at all at this point.
Okay. But what you guys have done since that game has been nothing short of amazing. How has the year, like from that moment, what did you guys learn from that game about this team?
Yeah,
Either one of you.
I'll
Yeah.
start. I mean, that game's kind of personal to me specifically, but I feel like leaving that game, I had so much regret, and I feel like our whole team did. I feel like we played that game like a little bit scared to lose, right? You win the first big one, you're like, okay, now everybody's talking about, oh, we got the best chances to win out, all these types of things. So just don't lose, play conservative. That's kind of, I felt like, how I went into the game a little bit. And I walked out the field just thinking, man, like I cannot live with this regret of like missed opportunities, because there were so many missed opportunities that I didn't take. It's one thing if I, throw the deep ball and it's just incomplete, but it's another if you skip through it because you're scared something bad might happen. And ever since then, I was like, all right, I'm not going to have that feeling anymore. So kind of just played freely and lived with no regrets.
What about you, Jeremiah?
Man, from that game, what I learned from that game was just to, never underestimate anybody. Like, what I took from that game is I believe anybody can win on any given day.
Right.
So you just got to come out and, play to the best of your ability, make sure you're preparing the right way and trying to recover the right way. But, yeah, that game was a real eye-opener. Obviously we had great success first game against Texas A&M, and we just didn't know how to handle success. But, after that game, we got our mental right. We just really just honed our focus on ourselves, just find a way to get better every single week. And I feel like, that's probably the biggest reason we've had great success after NIU. But, yeah, never underestimate anybody. That's what I took from that game.
No, I think that's a great point. And what you guys have done since then, like for you specifically, Riley, you went from 129th it was in the FBS in passing efficiency to 39th in the country. Right, and that's not just you, right? That's the receivers, that's the backs protecting, that's the offensive line. But to make that drastic jump when you went from in the first game, everybody singing your praises, to the second game, they're trying to cut you down. Trust me, I've been there. I've been through that. A lot of people don't know this, but I almost got benched the year before we won the Heisman at Baylor because I had a bad game against TCU. Came back the next year, we played TCU first game of the year, dropped 5 touchdowns.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
You have that response mechanism, and the way you've responded has been incredible. But for you, Jeremiah, as well, there's some people out there that are saying that, you and your running back mate might be the best two-headed monster that Notre Dame's ever had at running back. How do you feel about that?
Man, I say it's all because Coach McCullough got a great running back coach. He makes sure we're all prepared for the game. Everybody's buying in and what he's teaching us, and I really respect him as a coach. Shoot, he's the greatest. I feel like the greatest, coach in college football right now. Yeah, man, me and JD, we're really humble. Try to block out the noise. We don't try to pay attention to all the what people are saying, whether it's good or bad. But yeah, we're two great players. We complement each other well, but everybody in the room is good. Got Aeneas Williams coming up, Keegan Young.
Okay.
Shoot, we got freshman back coming in.
I like it.
We got some dogs.
Show some love to them boys. I like it.
We got some dogs. So that's a great compliment. And, as the season goes forward, well, regular season, though, we get into playoffs now. But as we go into playoffs, everybody really get to see, how great of a room we have and, how great Riley is.
Yep.
They'll get to see just how good this team is.
Yeah, y'all got three people over 500 yards rushing. Obviously, Riley, Jeremiah, and Jadarian Price. Do y'all have a nickname yet, though? Because Coach was talking to me, like, we got to get y'all a nickname somehow. So, do y'all already have one?
Yeah. The Stallions. The Stallions.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
that's right.
the Stallions.
Room full of Stallions.
Not Meg, but the Stallions.
You're funny. Hey, Riley, so you come from Duke. Robert calls you the Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Griff.
Sorry, okay, now it's Vanilla Griff. What made you transfer?
That's a great question. I feel like the strides that I took from my sophomore to junior year probably weren't as big as I had wanted them to be.
Okay.
And I just wanted to maximize who I was as a player, kind of. And I wanted to live with, I talk about no regrets. I wanted to look back and be like, all right, if the reason I don't make it is because I'm not good enough, I can live with that. But, if I put myself in situations that can give me the opportunity to reach my full potential, I'm going to take it. So I kind of like to live, take risks, and, just have fun with it wherever it takes me. So I kind of just ended up here.
It's clearly working out for you.
No, definitely working out. And I'll look you straight to your face. I know what it looks like, and you're definitely good enough, bro.
Appreciate that.
And I'm not just saying that because you said I was your favorite player.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to you because I watched your game and I studied you. And the growth you made from being at Duke to coming to Notre Dame has been probably exactly what you were searching for. I just thought it was the NIL. I thought you just came into the NIL.
Everybody wants to talk about that.
I'm just
I try to share as much as I can, but yeah, that's.
What's some things that you've been able to do for your teammates through NIL?
Let's see. With the offensive line, they really like golf, so I've been able to supply them with some different golf clubs of that sort. Get my guys different merch from different clothing brands that have helped me out a little bit.
Okay.
And then we got some Christmas presents on the way, so I can't say too much.
Christmas presents. I love it. What about you? What you rocking with NIL?
Me, I got a little something coming up for Christmas as well. Something for the full team.
Okay. You're gonna be blessed.
This'll really be like my first time, being able to give to the full team, which I'm blessed to be able to do. Just kind of spread the love. But yeah, I haven't really done much. This will be my first big opportunity, but I'm looking forward to it. And as my career continues to go forward, man, hopefully I can continue to bless this team going forward.
Do you guys like NIL? Do you like it?
No, they hate
I'm
it.
just asking.
No, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to be able to like share with your boys and like be able to do certain things and travel to certain places, and everybody can kind of handle themselves. We're just able to experience a lot of new things, and you learn a lot too. You learn a lot about financial literacy.
Oh yeah.
And especially here at Notre Dame, like they're big on teaching us those types of things. You learn how to save your money, how to invest your money, taxes.
Yep.
Right?
People
Tax
they forget
season's
about the
coming up.
taxes, man.
Shoot, yeah. Anybody that didn't save, they're gonna get you. But we make sure we do a good job of saving here, so it's really cool.
Do you guys think that NIL puts more pressure on the players now that they're making money?
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say
yes,
it gives.
so
I would say it gives players more motivation to be the best that they can. Because if you're playing good,
they pay good. It's the truth.
That's facts, though.
It is Dion's. This is the truth, though.
Hey, that's really it. But I feel like it grants players great motivation to just be the best that they can and train as hard as they can.
Okay. Why do you think it puts?
That's a good point. I would agree with a lot of that. But obviously, when money gets involved, a lot of people don't look at you the same way as they probably used to, right? You're not a collegiate athlete who really loves the school. And I've only been here for 11 months now, and I truly love the school. But a lot of people now look at you with a certain responsibility because you are, getting paid. So you're kind of a professional at this point, and you're treated like that.
That's the biggest change I've seen. Once the student athletes were able to make money, it felt like the coverage changed. Even the fan reaction to you guys, it changed just a little bit. Because now, like you guys know, there's jealous people out there in the world, right? And if you're a student athlete, it was always, you grind and you grind and you grind. And were you in college when you guys weren't making NIL?
Correct. Yeah.
So
freshman year.
So you remember what it was like when you're just grinding from 6 to 9, and you don't have any extra cash to spend. You can't really do much for your teammates.
Exactly, yeah.
Like Christmas gifts was not a thing when I was in college because what am I gonna give you? The 2 nickels in my pocket? You know what I'm saying? But when you guys look at it from that standpoint, I do think it's incredible what you're able to do. I love it. I think the NCAA or college sports have been taking advantage of the student athletes for generations. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine what we'd have been rocking with if we had NIL while we were in college. You too. Have you seen you? Okay, don't play. All right.
Okay, moving on.
Question for you.
Stop taking all my questions.
Go for it. You got it.
Thank you. Riley mentioned he's only been here for 11 months. What kind of an impact has he made in those 11 months on the team?
I would say Riley, brings uniqueness to the team.
Okay.
Riley's pretty unique. He's a very nice guy. He's done great things for the team. He tries to get everybody involved. As he said, he got some golf stuff for the offensive line. But Riley really brings a uniqueness to this team. Everybody really looks up to him and respects him. And he kind of, even though he's fairly new to Notre Dame, he came in and was really dedicated to upholding Notre Dame standard, and everybody really respects that. And he's our leader. He's one of the captains on the team.
Right.
I look up to Riley. He's just a great role model for this team, and he brings that uniqueness of grinding hard every day. I mean, not to speak on NIU anymore, but after that loss, man, I was watching Riley every day, and you got people saying bad things on the media, trying to bring him down and all that stuff, but Riley shut all that out, and he really grinded every single day at practice, found something to get better at. motivated the teammates, stay locked in, and he just brought that uniqueness, He's a great leader, and like I just said, everybody looks up to him.
That's got to be good to hear from your boy, right?
Nah, that's my boy. Like, yeah, there's no better compliment in the world than to have a teammate say that about you. So I appreciate it. And, like, to compliment him back, like, we were talking earlier about him talking trash. Like, this dude doesn't say much, like, throughout the week. On game day, I'm telling you, it's different. And, like, it's not necessarily talking trash whenever he's about to get the ball. It's talking trash when it's a QB run. So if it's a QB run, he'll point at the D lineman that he's pulling for, which we run a lot of QB runs.
Yes.
He'll point at the D lineman he's going for and just tell him he's finna knock his head off. Like, it ain't even like talking trash when he's finna get the ball. Like, he's trying to lay somebody out for me. He'll tell me that all the time.
Tell him, last game USC,
He said, "Follow me."
follow me, bro. I'm finna knock somebody out. Bro, I really be trying to, do my thing, do what's best for the team, and especially for Riley. He be doing all this hurling stuff, trying to get himself hurt. I'm like, bro, stay on the ground.
Yeah.
Last
I
game, he got
suck, bro.
completely flipped.
Yeah, I did.
Dang, they're on the goal line. I'm like, bro, stay on your feet. So when they call QB run, man, I'm just, Riley, got you, boy. Just follow me.
See, now what you got to do is you got to pull the counter off of that.
Yeah.
When it's not QB run, you point to the D lineman. You tell him, I'm coming for you.
See, we started working on that.
See?
Too. Yeah. Like faking pass
You know what I'm
pro, stuff
saying?
like that.
That's
Yeah.
where it's at.
Yeah.
Back to the NIL question. For you, if NIL and the transfer portal weren't there, would you have gone pro?
No, not after last year.
You think you would have came back?
I would have came back for
and
sure.
Still done it.
Yeah, I wasn't a complete quarterback at the time. I hadn't been through the real ups and downs and really responded, right? So last year, beat Clemson off the bat, right? That whole thing happens. Lose to Notre Dame and get injured. So that's rock bottom. Play a couple games later, injure myself back-to-back, and then I'm out the rest of the season. I just wasn't a complete quarterback. I didn't know how to respond to all that adversity, and needed another year for sure.
No, that's incredible to hear that, because you talk about that NIU game, and I know we keep coming back to that, but that was the narrative for you guys the entire year. It's like, yeah, but they lost to NIU. But you guys just kept putting wins together, kept finding ways to respond. Do you think that some guys are spending more time in college because of NIL now, as opposed to leaving when they're a redshirt sophomore or junior?
I would say most definitely yes, because the best of the best players are getting paid top notch, so that gives them more reason to stay. And shoot, why not? You finna get your degree, getting paid. Like, why not stay an additional year? But a lot of people aren't really. That NIL really helps.
Yeah, like, no political answer. Like, some guys make more potentially staying in college than they might go into the league, like, straight up. And they get an education, and they're playing with their boys another year at a school that they love. I mean, you can't hate the kid. I mean, the kid's just benefiting from it.
Oh, trust me, I'm on y'all side. And looking at you, like, I think your answer is truly genuine to your situation. Because you were hurt last year, you feel like, no, I needed to come back. And, I came here to Notre Dame because I wanted to become a better player. I don't know how much your faith plays into that as well, wanting to be here at a university that really emphasizes that. But you also have, like, Cam Ward. Cam Ward could have went pro last year, didn't.
Yeah.
Goes to Miami, gets paid a lot of money. And now he's, talked about as being one of the top quarterbacks as well. I think you should be in that conversation. I don't think that your playing style should be something that people use against you, especially with the way that the league is nowadays. Right. If I was coming out now, they would be more willing to allow me to go do the things that I do, because you have the Lamar Jacksons and you have the Jalen Hurts and these guys that are playing at such a high level.
Riley, coming from Duke, either Duke or Notre Dame, what do you think's been your breakthrough moment in college when you realized your own potential?
Oh, what a great question.
Such a great question, baby.
Thank you, baby.
Yes.
That's such a good question, and honestly, I don't know if I've had it quite yet.
Even better answer.
Okay. I really don't know if I've had it quite yet. I feel like I got a lot left in me as a player, and I'm developing so much more. This is my last year of eligibility, but if I had any more, this is my 4th year playing, 4 years eligibility, which is rare nowadays.
Very
right?
rare.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like I got a lot left in me, and a lot more potential that I can reach. So I feel like my hopefully my best is yet to come.
Okay, so to switch the question then for you, Jeremiyah, when was your welcome to big-time college football moment?
I would say it was Texas A&M game. That was really the first time I was really welcome. It was big stadium, everybody swinging white towels, super loud. Probably the biggest stage we played on, this whole season, or with the most crowd noise and all that stuff. But yeah, that game weighed a lot, for me and also the team game, the season opener.
Yeah.
So everything was really on the line as far as how we were going to move going forward, as a team. But yeah, I came into that game, did what I did.
Balled up.
And then the last
You don't got to say it. I'm going to say it for you.
I was able to, score a touchdown for my team. I trusted my guys. Everybody was executed that play, and it kind of really sealed the game. That was really the welcome, the college football type moment. And yeah, it was a great feeling, man. That was probably gonna go down as one of my favorite games.
Ooh, okay.
Do you guys have any pregame routines that you do before every game?
Are you superstitious in any type of ways?
I am a little bit.
Okay, talk to us.
So something I do before every game is I gotta meet with my dad or at least say something to him.
Okay.
We've had some a little tradition we've been doing ever since I was 6. Basically what he does is he takes me by my hand or by my head and just tells me you are who you are, who's the best player, all the fluff type of stuff. But that just gets me locked in, gets me ready to play, and that's something I absolutely have to do every game, or I feel like something's missing.
I love
that. Does that mean your dad comes to every game?
He does.
I love that father-son connection stuff, man. Short story, same thing for me. When I played in college, it's a little harder when you get to the NFL, but in college, my dad, every game, I would go on the field, do the warm-up with the team, and then I would come out, and he would stretch me. And it was a tradition that we had every single game. And did I need the stretch? No, I didn't. I'd already been stretched by the trainer inside. I'd already done my full warm-up. I had my pads on. I'm ready to go. But it was that connection with my dad that gave me that strength and confidence. This is just like you playing in high school. This is just like you playing in the backyard. So I know exactly what you're going through. What about you, Riley?
For me, I'm pretty religious. This is a get right with the Lord. So I'll make sure, I get my prayers in, read my Bible, and listen to my Christian music.
There you go.
Based something that has brought me to this point where I am today. So I always remind myself win or lose. This is something me and Coach Freeman talked about after our loss earlier in the season, was the difference between what if and even if. So a lot of times you go into a game thinking, oh, what if we lose? What if I make a bad throw? Even if we lose, even if I make a bad throw, even if this season we go 0-12, you always got Jesus Christ on your side. So even if the worst of the worst happens, we still won at the end of the day.
I'm writing it down. What you mean? They giving gems. I gotta be able to take these and give them to the people. What if versus even if? That's
a Coach Free thing right there. Coach Free studies the greatest leaders who have ever came through history, and he'll just drop knowledge on us all the time. So we take things here and there.
I love that. I love what if versus even if.
What's something else the coach said that it was really good?
Everything. But
Thanks. He had another gem that he dropped, and we were like, ooh, good one.
Yeah, well,
I don't remember it right now.
So let's get to the heavy hitting questions now. All right. Hashtag Flaggate. All right. With the teams going in the middle of the field, planting the flags in the middle of the field. Just so you guys as players, you just won your game against USC. How would you guys react as players if USC had won that game or any game on your field and wanted to go to the middle of the field and plant their flag in the middle? How are you reacting?
I was me personally, I'm not going for that.
He's not.
I had the same reaction as the other teams. We gotta fight. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's college football. That's the best part about college football, though. It's the rivalries.
Yes.
It is.
Expand on it, Riley. Talk to him.
I mean, shoot, when you see, the worst thing could be if a team plants their flag at your stadium,
right,
and y'all are just good with it.
Right.
Like, everybody wants to talk about school spirit now with the college football players and them not being a part of the team or not being a part of, like, the college culture that they had there at the school.
Right.
When you see guys defending their school the way they do and putting their, careers kind of at stake, right? I think that's a good thing. I think it's a great thing for college football for two rivals to really, kind of hate each other.
I don't disagree. I think that the pageantry of college football is something that makes it so special, right? Is it a bad look for teams to be fighting after the game? Yeah, 100%. It's a bad look.
Yeah.
But if you don't want them to plant the flag, win the game.
Win the game.
Right? It's true. Fight during the game.
Yeah.
Right? Fight your tail off to win each rep so that you don't have to worry about that in the end. The thing that she's talking about, because now that brings it back to my mind, was Coach Freeman said when you do that, like if you go plant the flag and say there's no interruptions, no one tries to stop you, no harm, no foul. But when it becomes that scuffle at the middle of the field, you're now making it about the other team. Whereas if you don't plant that flag and you just go celebrate with your teammates, go say what's up to the fans, do the fight song thing, and then go in the locker room and rah-rah with the best of them, now you're making it about us.
Mm.
And that was profound when he said that, because it kind of changed my opinion about it. Because I was with you, Riley. It's the emotion. It's the pageantry. Is there anything sportsmanlike about some of these fight songs that some of these schools have, or what the fans do to you when you walk in the stadium? There's nothing sportsmanlike about that. So we can't be two-faced and want sportsmanship from the players after the game, who are the most, they had like 120 dudes on each team on the field ready to throw blows. The cops out there, pepper spraying people because they're trying to save their lives. They're not even trying to stop the fight. They just don't want to get beat up. So I get why that looks bad for college sports, but I agree that passion is what makes college football what it is.
Yeah.
We got this trophy over here, right? So a little bit on those lines, who would you vote for if you had a vote? I knew he was gonna say that. I
I'm dead serious.
I knew he was
I'm
gonna
dead
say
serious.
that. I knew it.
Like, this is a conversation we have in our locker room all the time. Like, if you take away how many rushing touchdowns do I have from like the 3-yard line? A bunch.
Yes.
All right, take those, give them to him. How many you got on the season? Like, think about that. If we don't have a rushing quarterback, how many do you have? Like,
I got 15 rushing right now. I mean, got 12, 13?
I don't know.
So you be in the.
I know
we're
you'd
up
be
there.
well
I know
in the
we're up there.
20s. You'd be
'Cause we
well in the
joking.
20s.
I mean, high 20s. High 20s.
For sure.
But I ain't really focused on that right
Yeah. But
I'm
it's
just-
but it's
I
it's
feel
worth,
you.
But it's worth like
Whatever.
you
Whatever's best for the team, for real.
Yeah, that's all he's about. But like,
That's really.
I'll say it for him. Like, I don't think there's a running back in college football like as electric as he is. And I know that, look, there's a great college football running back, but
I appreciate it.
I mean, he's a freak. So.
And he's your teammate.
Yeah.
And I'm not discrediting that. I've watched you play. You're one of the best backs in the country. That is hands down. That is not a debate. When we were talking about these questions, I said, I promise you, Riley's gonna say Jeremiyah. He's gonna say Jeremiyah. I know he's gonna say it, because guess what? I would say that. I would do that for my guy. And when you look at the landscape of it all, it kind of goes back to the thing that you just mentioned about the brand. Do you guys think social media, NIL, the brand power of certain things affects the awards? Like who gets voted for what or who gets into what?
Of course. I mean, I don't think that's there are politics and everything in society nowadays, I feel like, especially in the thing that kind of runs the U.S., college football. Everybody loves college football. So certainly there are – shoot, I've seen it myself. I come from Duke,
Yeah.
right? When I come here, I would never be sitting down doing an interview right now if I was still at Duke, in my opinion. And, like, I've just kind of seen the magnitude of going from one school to the other, right? So –
I mean, he's got a point.
I've seen
He
it.
does have a point.
I've lived it, right? And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. I've been able to experience a lot of new things, and I'm the same person, the same player. I do the exact same thing. I go to practice, I go to school, and I go home and sleep.
Right.
I'm just doing this at a different place, and a lot more comes with it. So I've seen it.
He's making a strong point. I would want Duke. I would definitely come interview with you guys. Okay, if he was there, I would.
I love Duke.
I would definitely come interview with you guys.
my
But he has a
time at
point.
Duke.
Your
But it's
point
just
is
true.
Your point is well taken.
Yeah.
You're doing the same. You're not doing the same thing because you're better, but you're doing the same process, different place, more notoriety, more attention, and that's what happens.
Who's the unsung hero of your guys' team that doesn't get the love that they deserve? He said, "Oh my gosh."
What a great question. Shoot.
What do you think?
I mean, there's a freshman, Bryce Young,
Oh,
Who-
yeah.
is a beast on special teams, and that's something that doesn't get talked about enough. We're talking about game-changing plays. I think he has 3 blocked kicks,
Oh, wow.
which is the most in college football this year. I mean, that's a kid who is one of the highest recruits coming out of high school, freak of an athlete, but is just playing his role. And we got so many guys on our team that are doing that, but he's just one guy that sticks out to me. Doesn't care about anything but doing his job to the best of his ability, and he's done it.
I like that.
That was a great question. I
Did you
could
say his
have
name is
I could
Bryce
have named
Young?
like
You said Bryce Young, not that Bryce Young.
I'm like not a Bryce Young in college football.
Who would you say?
What would I say? I would say, I ain't gonna lie, I would say Anthony Knapp. He's a freshman.
Okay.
Came in, was just kind of like thrown into the fire, and played his first game, Texas A&M, his first start against a really good Texas A&M team in a very hostile environment, and he just kind of he's owned his role ever since. You know, he's been thrown in there. And I remember first game, I think it was one play where he got beat, and so he was down, but you know, had to let him know, man, I trust you. Everybody, Riley trusts you. Everybody on his team trusts you to
Right.
get your job done. And from then on, you know, Knapp he's been going at it. He's been doing great. One of the best freshmen in the country, and yeah, he's just been owning his role.
I love it.
All the O-line. For
all
real.
the O-line. Yeah,
All the O-line.
Let me
Y'all
change my
line
name
has
to
been killing it.
them boys up front.
They had a lot of doubt in the beginning of the
I
season.
promise they did. Like, this is Notre Dame offensive line. We're not going to take a step back from these previous years. Like, these dudes have balled out,
Yes.
and they move as a unit everywhere they go together. If one guy's watching film, they're all in there watching film. Like, these dudes
So
are
are.
different.
They are.
I love it.
Everybody's just, man, this is a great team. It's a really great
I
team.
agree.
Everybody's locked in, and man, the chemistry we got, like, compared to last year's team was great as well, but like this year, it's just something different about the team. Everybody is just loves each other and is locked in and is playing for each other.
Wow.
And it's really great, and I'm really grateful to be a part of this.
Nah, that's awesome. One thing I gotta stop doing that. One thing that I've noticed on teams that have great chemistry is the locker room vibe is a combination of seriousness but fun. What's just an inside story or something that's happened, you know, inside y'all's locker room that no one's ever known about, or something that brought you guys closer together, made you guys laugh together? You guys have one of those types of stories for us?
I mean,
I don't really.
we got a ping pong table in the middle of our locker room.
Ooh.
And, like, when I tell you, like, we got some good ping pong players. And if I asked you who the best player was, I guarantee you 15 different people would say themselves. And all 15 of them could have a case to be the best. Like, he's got –
Are you pretty good?
No, he's gotten better.
I've
He's
gotten
still
way better. I'm still a little. I get beat a lot.
Yeah, but he also plays the best player.
Trying.
He also plays the best player.
Who's the best
So.
player?
I love to play.
Or who's the best player that he plays? Because I feel like you think you might be the best.
I do think I'm the best. Am I the best? No, but
I play Riley. Riley be cooking me. but I don't back down. I'm trying to play the best of the best to, you know, get better. Even though I'm probably getting skunked, but
oh yeah,
but
for
still,
sure.
I'll be getting skunked, but still I'm getting better.
Who's the person that you, I don't want to say struggle with the most, but is the most competitive with you?
Jabron Payne,
Okay.
Teddy Rizak, CJ Carr, and it hurts me to say these guys. Jack, I could name about 7, but I don't want to gas them up because I know they're gonna see this.
Are you a slicer? Are you a power shot guy?
Depends on who I'm playing.
Okay.
If I'm
see?
playing him, it's it's usually left hand. Shoot.
It's pretty easy. But if I get a chance, I'm smacking.
Oh, you smacking it down?
As hard as I'm trying to go for a kill shot every time.
Because he watches anime, bro. So like,
Oh, you anime?
he's in there like,
I'm trying to pull out crazy moves. And once I master that full throttle strike,
It's over.
it's over with. Once I master it, it's done.
See, I don't. How old are you? I'm 34.
19.
You're 19. Oh my.
Oh my God.
You're 19. So what anime are you
I
watching?
remember
Because I
when I
was a
was
Dragon
19.
Ball Z guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if Dragon Ball Z is as popular now. I know it's still popular around the world, but I don't know if it's as popular
really
with the young.
popular.
Okay.
I watch a little bit of everything. You ever heard of Demon Slayer?
Yes, I have.
Black Clover,
I haven't heard of Black Clover, but I heard Demon Slayer.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
Pretty much everything. I done watched everything,
Okay.
and I just love anime.
You got to pull those moves out on the ping pong
Yeah.
table.
he pulls him out in
trying.
game. He pulls him out on the football field.
I mean, definitely
Yeah.
did. You probably got that hurdle from somebody. Not everybody's hurdling like that and keep going. And then
That's how much Robert loves anime that one of our daughters is named after freaking Goku move in Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
yeah, so Goku's special was the Kamehameha. So we were struggling with G names. I said, why don't we just name her Gamehameha?
Kamehameha.
So I changed the K to a G, and her name is Gamea.
I love that. That is amazing.
That's a great name.
Thank you,
It
guys.
is a great name.
I love
It
that.
is a
Thank
great
you.
name.
Speaking of that, you basketball?
Oh, yeah.
I heard that you have a pretty sweet highlight tape. Could you have walked on at Duke? Are you Cooper Flag?
I like to think that I could. I didn't necessarily have like the handles though, because to have handles, you got to be in the gym all day, every day. I could get up and my class when I got there at Duke in the summer, I was with Paula Bencaro and them.
Oh.
So we used to go to Cameron like late at night and hoop,
Okay.
which is dope because I was always trying to sneak in there and play with them boys and see if I could really prove myself.
Okay.
That's one of my biggest regrets. I wish I would have hit Coach K up my freshman year and just let me go to layup lines. like my jump shots broke. I didn't have no handles at that point, but I could still get up and throw some down.
Ooh.
So like that. Dang, I wish I would have done that.
Did you ever score on Paulo and them?
Bro, Paulo is different. Now I would hold my own. I'll put it that way. Like I genuinely think I would hold my own. But yeah, I miss hoops. Like if you ask somebody from my hometown like about me, they're probably gonna say, "Oh, the basketball player."
Oh.
That's kind of how they know me. But
Okay.
yeah, I miss it. I miss it a bunch. This week we've been off, so I've been able to just shoot.
Just shoot. Understand. No
in
plan.
the
Coach,
gym.
just shoot.
Just shooting. What about you? You play any other sports?
I played basketball for a little bit in high school. Ran track too.
Ooh.
But I've been dunking since I was like in 8th grade.
Oh, dunking since 8th grade?
Yeah.
Yamming it on them?
Yeah.
Just
I
like
got-
on
I
the
got
ping pong
bounced.
table?
Yeah,
I got bounced.
what was that? There's a sign in our locker room that everybody tries to touch,
Oh,
and nobody can do it. This dude showed up barefoot in like his towel that he's about to go shower with, while we're all standing there. Doesn't say a word, yacht, and then walks to the shower. Like, bro,
Oh, you got to have some real bounce to be doing that. Barefoot? With a towel on?
yeah.
Towel stayed on, right? Okay, it stayed on. It stayed on.
I don't think that was on.
It stayed on.
Okay, we're running out of time. Going off the ping pong banter in the locker room, what's the harder position to play, quarterback or running back?
Quarterback, most definitely.
Good job,
Quarterback.
man.
I love that. That's
Good job, man.
why.
Appreciate
Why?
that.
I mean, it's a lot of pressure to be a quarterback as well. Not just like the ability you gotta have to be able to make quick adjustments against defenses. Be able to read your routes and do all that stuff. I don't play quarterback, so I don't really know like the language of it, but
You're close enough. I feel you.
Right.
You close enough. You close enough.
yeah. You gotta be looking at a lot all at one time. You gotta be able to switch from. You gotta be able to make in time split second decisions.
Yeah.
And it's most definitely harder than running back. I mean, running backs, not to downplay running backs, but all we got to do, make sure we protect the quarterback.
Yep.
We get the
Yeah,
ball.
number
Get the ball. Protect the ball.
Protect the ball. Make sure you make the right reads. Run a little flat route if you got to. It's quarterback is way more complex than running back, but Riley is doing a great job.
Nah, you are. And I know we're having fun and we're laughing. And you have any other questions?
Someone's gonna punch me in the face if I ask another question.
Yeah. You know what you've been able to do this year has been fun to watch. I know what position Notre Dame was in last year at the QB spot, and for you to come in and elevate that even more with the prestige that individual came to the university with, I think is a huge testament to who you are as a person and a player. To hear him talk about you the way that he talks about you, it puts a smile on my face because I root for guys. I root for quarterbacks. I root for you. And you guys have a bond that's special. So it's been cool to come here and kind of get a chance to talk to you guys and have this conversation. And because I don't work for a network, I can root for whoever I want to. All right. So we're definitely pulling for you guys in the college football playoff and excited that you guys made the right response to what happened to you early in the year. And it shows up. You guys are a close-knit team, close-knit group. We're rooting for you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. Let's go see that fathead picture. But